Đấy. All right, game 4 of the tournament for the Aces. The 2-0-1 Aces will face off against the 3-0 AOA team. Another compilation team. The AOA has been playing for months together and has shown real dominance in their games thus far. Atwell lines up for it against Camlade to start and takes the face-off, goes long into their own end. Moore jumps on it behind the AOA net. Arrogant is out there with Moore as well. Cochran and Shelley start on D. Loose puck in the middle. Camlade couldn't get her stick on it before it got into the Aces zone. Back behind the net, Cochran pushes it into the far corner. Battling away with AOA on the far boards is Atwell, pushes it up ahead to his defenseman, but he gets past him all the way down the length of the ice. AOA have to recover behind their own net. Kerrigan all over the puck pressuring. There's Camlade as well. Cochran trying to keep it in, pushes it back down past the stick of Camlade. AOA will take over behind their net. Into the near boards, up through the center ice. Shelley picks up the loose puck. O'Neill has transferred on to join Moore. Now Zhang added to the line. Cochran with a shot blocked into the far corner, puts another one off the side of the net. Trying to find it in the near corner here. Zhang gets a pass broken up by AOA, and it's up around the far corner again. Floater puck. Cochran couldn't get his stick on it. Zhang is in there back checking. Here comes Moore through the middle. It's kind of a shoulder on him. Can't get any momentum. Tries to put a shot down. It clips an AOA player in the shoulder, and that kid has to go off. Long pass, gets past everybody. Helm is on the ice. He picks it up behind his own net, picking up speed around the back. Up to Zhang. Zhang through neutral zone. Cross ice pass gets broken up. And it's offside. O'Neill was too far ahead of Dylan. Zhang is out there flanked by O'Neill and Dylan. He's got Millick and Helm behind him. Dylan in the yellow helmet, O'Neill in the red. Zhang will line up with his face-off against Atwell. Here we go. Perry of AOA couldn't get it past Helm. Atwell picks it up again. Gets tipped away back into neutral ice. AOA recovers and comes back across the blue line. Helm and Millick are in front of it. Shot gets whiffed on initially, but shot wide right. Second time, 13:04 in the first period. Score is 0-all. Long pass. O'Neill chasing it down to that far corner behind AOA's net. Zhang picks it up. Zhang looking for Dylan. Dylan has a moment. Gets a shot. Rebound into the corner. O'Neill picks it up. Throws it out to Millick at the blue line. Millick dumps it into Zhang. Zhang trying to create some space. Gets it over to O'Neill. Pass just gets away from him. AOA picks it up and across the blue line. Helm's in front of it, trying to push it into the side. Atwell's forced all the way around the other side. Flegg gets his leg out in front of it. Millick battling behind the net. Helm comes in to help. Loose puck in the near corner. Millick picks it up in his near corner here. Throws it back around the net to Helm. Creates some space. 12:15 in the first period. Puck is into the neutral zone. Dylan, Graham, and West out there up front. Udovicic comes in now to relieve Dylan. Cindric and Betts come on in place of Millick and Helm. AOA back across the blue line. Betts is in front of it. Gets pushed all the way around the far boards. There's West to pick it up. He gets past him, back to the blue line. AOA gets a long shot, but it's off the top of the Graham stick. 11:48. We'll get a stoppage in play. Each team has a shot on goal to start this first period. 3 minutes in. Graham will line up for the faceoff. Gets kicked out to the far boards. A shot that gets deflected into the near corner. Betts is there to try and get it. Udovic is with him. Graham behind the net. Loose puck comes out to Udovic. He gets it out into center ice. Gets picked off by AOA. West trying to recover it. Gets tipped away by Cindric. AOA back across the line. Camlade has come in now. Camlade in place of Graham on this line. Puck's back at the blue line. AOA with a long shot. Gets completely blocked. Camlade takes it to the shin. Back out to center ice. AOA recovering deep in their own zone. West pressuring heavy. Here comes AOA through the neutral zone. Pass is missed. Cindric trying to chase it down. Gets to it first. Puts it behind the net to Betts. Betts up off the boards. He gets it to Moore. Moore's got some speed now. 2-on-1 with Kerrigan. Moore, the shot. Gets high into the glass all the way around. Cochran has to find him at 4 boards. Cochran trying to create some space. Shelley trying to give him somebody to pass to. Has to put it behind the net on the far boards. Atwell's there with Camlade trying to pressure it. Comes back to Shelley on this side. He has to fend off an AOA player before Moore picks it up. Moore battling in front of the bench here. Can't hold on to it and gets kicked up to Kerrigan. He pushes it through a couple of defenders but can't chase it down before the defender gets to it. Here comes the speed of Atwell through center ice. Cindric and Shelley were there. But looks kind of like 10:04 in the first period. It looks like the net has been knocked off, but Kerrigan had it on the other side. Zeng now has a chance. It's a centering pass off the shoulder pad of the tender. Kerrigan recovers, puts it out front. Nobody can get to it. AOA comes back the other way through neutral ice. Across the blue line. Cochran's right in front of him. O'Neill comes in to help pressure. Flag with the glove save at 9:37 of the first period. Still all zeros. Shots are 4-3. Get a full line change here. Zhang will come in, flanked by O'Neill and Dillon. Millick and Helm behind him. Helm behind the net to Millick. Picks it up off the near boards for Dillon. He gets to it, gets it in the center ice. O'Neill gets tripped up to having a penalty called. O'Neill draws a penalty at 9:25 of the first period. Aces go on the power play. Jack Moore will come in to join Zhang and Dillon up front. Cindric and Cochran will be our D-men to start this power play. Zhang lines up for it. He's got Moore to his right. Arian Dillon to his left. Cochran, the D-man, in the near ground. Cindric out in open ice there. Dead puck off the faceoff. Gets thrown all the way down the ice. Flag stops it behind the net. Cindric goes to find it. Cindric looking for somebody ahead of him. Gets Dillon in center ice. Dillon across the blue line. Gets it poked away from him into the far corner. Battling up against those boards to regain control. Leaves it for Zhang. Zhang trying to create some space. Puts it in front. Dillon gets a whack at it. Can't get it in. Zhang again looks for Dillon. Puts it off the side of the net. Gets all the way past Cochran. Flag is going to come out to help stop the puck. Puts it ahead to Cochran. 1:20 remain on the power play. 8:43 in the period. Cochran coming through deep in his own zone. Going to take it himself. Crosses the blue line. And pushes it in deep. It gets swatted away from him on the far boards. Dillon tries to dump it in deep. Can't quite get it. Gets out into the neutral zone. Cindric resets back to Cochran. Cochran takes it across the blue line. Throws it in deep. There's nobody in there. Dillon has to go chase it down. AOA can't clear it. Gets it back out to Cochran. Now Moore has it on these near boards. There's a minute to kind of reset. gets a shot just wide right. It's in the back of the netting. Dylan finds it over to Zhang. Zhang with a minute behind the net. Dylan now has it, centers it, deflects off somebody who can't get it. Moore gets a shot right into the numbers. And we'll have a face-off just left of the AOA tender. We'll get a full change from both teams. Graham, Udovicic, and West come out front for the Aces. Betts and Shelley on D. 7:55 in the period, 30 seconds remaining in the penalty. Graham with the face-off goes into the corner. Udovicic is right there. Back to Graham. West gets a hold of it. Now Graham has a stick on it. A lot of traffic right in front. AOA come away with it shorthanded. Shelley and Betts have to retreat. Bit of a move. Shelley loses his stick in the whole process. Graham is able to kick it off to the side. West picks up the loose puck, goes cross ice to Udovicic. Udovicic across the blue line. Down into the near corner. Gets swatted away from him. Bit of a yard sale. Udovicic is going to get called for it. The end of the power play, we'll now swap and AOA will go on the power play. Betts, Cindrich, O'Neill, and Camlade will start the penalty kill on the penalty to Udovicic. He'll get 2 minutes. 7:20 in the first period. Camlade lines up for the faceoff against Atwall. Into the near boards. Betts tries to clear it. Can't get it out. O'Neill gets it out. Almost had a chance at a breakaway there. AOA is able to regroup and get it back across the blue line. Betts is in front of the puck. AOA cross ice pass to the defender up at the top here. Looking for somebody down low, trying to create space. AOA cycling around the outside, back to the top. Nobody to pass to. Long pass through traffic. A chance was had, but no shot ended up on net. AOA now pushing it deep. And they get a shot. Flag makes a big save. Rebound goes back to AOA. Now to Atwall at the point. Huge shot. Just goes left. Nobody knows where the puck is. Flag kind of did a whole spin move. Back at the top now. Long but wide right shot. Centered into traffic. O'Neill's able to get it. Very close to a high stick. Lots of pressure. Aces make a change. AOA gets caught on the offside as the pass just wasn't fast enough for the forward momentum that Atwall had going into the blue line. 1 minute left on the penalty to Udovicic. AOA does a full change. We got Kerrigan, Dylan, Helm, and Millick on this penalty kill for the last minute here. Dylan will line up for the faceoff. Goes into the far corner. Dylan keeps pressure on it. Everybody else kind of retreats. Puck comes out into the neutral zone. Millick was in front of it. Helm has to go back to recover. He goes around his net, throws it around the boards and takes a bounce. Can't get it out of the zone, but then it bounces off of Kerrigan out into neutral zone. Kerrigan initially tries to get off the ice because the way the puck caught him in the leg just kind of looked like he went down a little bit, wanted a minute to relax. Zhang comes on in his place. Moore comes on as well. Zhang pushes it deep from the Draisaitl corner office. Zhang puts it top corner. Short-handed, 22 seconds left on the penalty to Udovicic. 5:42 of the first period. The Aces take a 1-0 lead. A ridiculous shot from the bottom of the circle that somehow caught the top far corner. Moore and Zhang will stay in there with Helm and Millick. Atwell wins it. It goes all the way back to their tender. AOA behind their net, trying to capitalize in the last 15 seconds of this penalty to Udovicic. Pucks across the blue line. Helm's in front of it. Gets tipped into the corner. Atwall has some space. Helm gets back in front of it. 5:19 of the first period. AOA matches the shorthanded goal. And it's 1-1. Aces should be back at full strength, just waiting for another player. Zhang's going to come back on the ice with Moore and Dylan. Betts and Cindric will back them up. AOA across the blue line. Cindric pushes it into the far corner. Cindric goes to cover the loose puck. Betts finds it behind the net. He's up to Moore on the near boards here. Moore puts on a bit of a move, but Atwell swats it away. Cindric trying to find it and push it up against the boards. Dylan finds the loose puck. 4:58 left in the first period. 1-1. Dylan ahead to Moore through neutral ice. Can't get it to Zhang. It goes through his legs and onto the far corner there. AOA's back through the neutral zone. Cindric right in front of that puck, trying to push it into the corner again. AOA gets it around. No centering pass. Cindric got a stick in front of it. He's got it again. Gets it up to Dylan, who gets it out into the neutral zone. Dylan looking to get off the ice. Moore gets off the ice. West comes on in their place with Udovicic. Zhang down there putting pressure. The puck is at the top of the blue line. Betts has it. He gets a shot off. It's just wide right. But the tender puts it in the glove anyway. 4:19 remaining in the first period. 1-1. Graham comes on to give Zhang a rest. Cochran and Shelley on the D side will come in. Faceoff goes to the near boards. Udovicic picks it up, throws it in deep. Graham chasing behind the net. West gets to it in that far corner. Gets caught up in the skates of AOA, and they're back the other way through the neutral zone. Shelley's in front of it, gets around him. Centering pass off the blocker. Flag makes a big save, but the rebound goes wide, and AOA is able to pick it up, get a shot from the point. Flag saves it right in the chest. 3:54 in the first period. We'll get a stoppage of play. Shelley took one off the knee there and decides to come out. And so they shift that whole D-line off for a second as Helm and Millick will come in with Camlade's line. Face-off goes to the point. There's Kerrigan and O'Neill. Camlade putting pressure. Big shot gets deflected off the stick of Helm into the pad of Flag. Shot from the point goes wide high. Another big shot. Flag jumps on top of it. 3:55 in the period remains. Still 1-1. Camlade will line up again. Faceoff goes into the far boards. Now dumped deep into the corner. Camlade tries to find it. Got there before Millick did. Floating puck goes back to Helm. Tried to hit Camlade, but she was already forward momentum. Puck's behind the net. Helm gets a stick on it. AOA trying to move it around back to the top. Get it all the way to the far point. Gets deflected by Camlade into the corner. He pushes it back up to Kerrigan. He dumps it into the middle. O'Neill gets a stick on it. It's a one-on-one foot race. He gets around to the wide side. Gets poked away from him. He can't get a shot off. AOA comes back the other way. Little Ryan Kerrigan. He gets a stick on it. AOA with a 1-on-2. Millick and Helm are right there. The drop pass gets deflected into the corner. Millick puts it up to Kerrigan. He throws a cross ice pass to O'Neill. Hits him. O'Neill can't get a shot off. It gets tipped behind the net. Kerrigan there, and O'Neill picks up the loose puck, trying to jam it in the side. Couldn't get it done. 2:32 in the first period. Aces will change out as Moore and Dylan join the fun. Zhang will line up for the faceoff. Cindric and Betts on D. Zhang lines up for it. He's got Dylan on his left there. Puck comes flying up to Cindric. He throws a shot, goes off the blocker or the tender into the corner. Dylan picks it up. Dylan gets dragged down. No call. Atwell comes away with it through the center ice. Cindric pushes it into the board. Can't get it done. Atwell with a big shot. Pad safe and Flag. Atwell dumps it back deep. Cindric goes to chase. He throws it up along the boards for Dylan. Dylan finds it, has a second. Kicks it off of the skate of Atwell. Zhang goes to find it. Nobody can get it. Loose puck. Betts gets it on the near boards here. It's back into the neutral zone. AOA recovers deep in their own end. Moore pressuring the puck. AOA behind their own net. Moore's just kind of waiting for it. Comes out onto the far boards. Dylan Betts gets a stick on it, breaks up the big cross-ice pass, puts it into the far corner. AOA was hunting it down, gets it in behind the net to Cindric. 1:35 in the period remains. Cindric puts it up the middle for Dylan. Pass just bounces off of his stick and into the zone. AOA back and forth in the neutral zone. Cindric gets hauled down, and there's going to be a penalty incoming. Moore is going to get a shot off. Tender puts it in the glove and kind of hits Moore on the way by. Moore's not happy about it, but there's already a penalty to AOA. So we don't want to mess up the power play. 1:20 in the first period. Aces are going to get another power play chance here. Zang will stay out there with Moore and Dylan, Cochran and Millick. Zang will line up with Dylan to his right and Moore to his right. It goes into the far boards. AOA puts it around here to the near boards. They get a hold on it as well. They're able to clear it into neutral zone. He gets past Millick. For one-on-one, Cochran's there. He's able to swat it away. Flag was all over it as well. Cochran puts it behind the net. Minute to go in the period. Millick with some time. Zang gets dragged down in open ice. There's no call there either. Moore puts a shot, initially gets blocked, gets the rebound. Can't get off another shot. Goes the full distance of the ice. 45 seconds left in the period. Cochran picks it up off the flag stick. Minute 25 in the power play. Dylan within a neutral zone. Leaves a little drop pass to Zang, who has speed. Zang, time. Shot goes wide right. It's on the near boards here. Moore hunts it down, passes it back to Millick. Millick's pass across to Cochran gets broken up, and he has to break away back so the shorthanded breakaway doesn't happen. Millick gets in front of it. The pass goes through everyone's legs. 20 seconds in the period. Here comes Jack Moore, building up speed across the blue line. Goes down the middle with a bit of a move. Gets broken up. Pad save from the AOA tender. The near corner, 9 seconds in the period. Zang up to Cochran. He can't get a shot off quick. Helm tries to race in, get something to happen. That's the period. So the first period's shots are 14-10 for the AOA. Score 1-1. And the Aces will start the second period on the power play. Second period is going to start with Cochran and Cindric on D. Zang, Moore, and Dylan up front. Flag, of course, between the pipes. All right, and we're off. Zang lines up for it. He's got Dylan to the left of him. Face-off comes out to Dylan. He's got a bit of a one-on-one right off the hop. Gets a shot off, stick save. Loose puck comes back into the neutral zone. Cindric is right there in front of the puck. Pushes it into the corner, gets a stick on it. Shot still gets off the pad. Dylan picks it up. He's got some speed coming back the other way. Drop pass to Moore. Moore can't handle it, loses his stick. Zang pressuring the puck to get it back. He does. He's got some time. Shot goes into the glove. We'll stop play with 9 seconds left in the power play. 14:29 in the second period, scores 1-1. West, Graham, and Udovicic will come on to give some fresh legs as Helm and Betts are in there on D. Full fresh legs as we expect the end of the power play. Graham lines up for it. It's into the far corner. Udovicic can't quite handle it. He gets dragged down. No call. AOA is going to pick it up behind their own net. Graham powers it through, puts a centering pass. Betts is right there on the far boards. Throws it at the net. West now battling two AOA players. Can't get it. Left Helm with a big shot just goes wide left. Graham picks up the rebound on the far side. AOA is able to power it away from him, coming through the neutral zone, a 3-on-2. Helm and Betts are all over it. Shot comes just right into the glove of Flag. 13:56 in the second period. We're going to face off to the left of Flag as we'll get full change. Cochran and Millick, Harrigan, O'Neill, and Camlade. Up at the top, AOA with a shot goes wide left into that far corner. Millick picks it up, gets it out in a neutral zone. O'Neill chasing, gets the pressure on it, ends up into the AOA zone. 13:40 in the second period. AOA using their own net to try and create some space. Carrigan's all over it. There's a centering pass to O'Neill just behind him. He couldn't get a shot off. Here comes AOA again. Nolan Cochran pushes it into the near boards here. Millick's able to get the loose puck after it. The pass is centered, but AOA's right there. Carrigan trying to get it back. Loose puck in the far corner. Shot off the glove of Flag. Cochran's able to pick up the loose puck, get it over to O'Neill. O'Neill gets a bit of a move, gets a shot off, just a dribbler. The AOA has to jump on top of it. Stops play at 13:02 the second period, still 1-all. Aces will change out as Cindric and Betts come in on the D side. Zhang, Moore, and Dylan up front. Dylan on that far side of the circle with the yellow helmet. Moore close to the goalie. Faceoff comes to Betts. He puts a long shot just wide right. Rebound is there. Everybody was trying to gun for it. AOA came away. They couldn't clear it. Betts ends up with it again. Betts pushes it over to Zhang. A quick shot into the glove of the AOA tender. Stops play at 12:46. Same line will stay out there. Zhang lines up for it. Both his forwards to his right. Faceoff goes into the near corner. AOA throwing all the way around the boards. Betts is right there for it, though. Able to keep it in after a couple of defenders came at him, and he pushes it in deep. Zhang has it in the corner here. It's a shot just high, wide, and he gets all the way around, and Cindric is now in a foot race. Betts is trying to get back to help. Cindric with a big tip. There's AOA right there. Shot goes into the chest of Flag. He can't hold on to the rebound. Loose puck. AOA comes away with it again. And they're able to put it up and over the stick of Flag. 12:17 of the second period. AOA goes up 2-1. The Graham line with West and Udovicic will come in up front with Cindric and Betts staying in on D. Graham wins the faceoff back to Cindric. He throws it up off the neutral boards deep. West chasing. AOA behind their own net into the near corner. They throw it up along the boards. Atwell has it pre-neutral ice. Cindric is in front of it, pushes it into the middle. Atwell, big swooping, gets thrown down, causes Flag to lose his stick. Betts goes over to help him, trying to get his stick back. Up here, Graham and Udovicic push it in deep. 11:48 in the period. Udovicic behind the net to Graham. Graham with a centering pass. Stick gets held up by Atwell. Betts puts it in deep again. Graham couldn't get a shot off before traffic collapsed on him. Now Atwell has a chance. Flag is there. Tough to stop a guy with that kind of size and speed. Hellman Cochran, the big Wolves defenders, will come in on this line. Camlade, O'Neill, and Carrigan up front. At 11:30 of the second period, AOA goes up 3-1 on the Atwell breakaway. Shots are 21-13 for AOA currently. Faceoff is kind of dead puck right in the middle. Nobody could get a hold of it for our guys. Shot goes wide left in the bad far corner. O'Neill's trying to track it down on the far boards with Cochran. Loose on the corner. AOA right out front. The shot goes off the shin of Helm. They get to turn around and another shot opportunity. Goes off the crossbar. Hamley's able to pick it up in the near corner. They can't clear it out. It goes far distance of the ice here. The AOA pushes it in deep again. Right into the middle. Camley gets a stick on it. They can't regain control. AOA down in that corner. Camley over to O'Neill. O'Neill, big cross ice pass. Kerrigan can't get to it before it gets intercepted. Sitting on the blue line now. AOA is able to push it across. We'll get a full change from the Aces. Zhang, Moore, and Dillon's line back with Milik and Cindric. Zhang will line up for it. 10:39 in the second period. Face-off comes away. Moore is able to get it, just runs it through traffic. Manages to power it through somehow. He gets thrown into the boards at the end. Zhang puts a little shoulder into somebody as this starts to get chippy with the Aces down 3 goals. Side shot onto the net. Dillon finds it again with another shot. Loose puck in front. Nobody can get it. AOA come away with it on the far boards, and they're able to clear it out. Goes the distance. Gets past Milik. Cindric has to try and chase it. The shot goes high into the glass, into the near boards. Cindric is there battling a couple of AOA players to try and regain control. Takes it behind his net. Puts it all the way around the boards. AOA is able to chip it back into the middle. Shot right into the heart of flag. Zhang comes away with the loose puck up through the middle. Zhang trying to get some speed through the neutral zone. Gets a shot off. Rebound gets picked up quick. Jack Moore finds the puck somehow. Dillon trying to get a stick on it. Floater goes up and over, hits the top of the crossbar and bounces into the back. Milik can't control it on the boards. Now it's a foot race. Betts gets a stick on it, puts it into the far corner. AOA tries to center. It goes off the skate of Cindric in the near side here. AOA with another centering pass. Shot couldn't connect. Zhang is all over the pressure of it. Shot goes off a player. Big, long pass to Moore. He gets hauled down. No call. 9:05 in the period remains as AOA comes back. Pass from Atwell. Shot goes through the crease. Dillon picks it up. Tries to go the other way. Chips it into the middle. Long pass. Nobody can get it. 8:52 in the period. 3-1 AOA. Dillon at the point. Tries to chip it in deep. Atwell gets it for AOA. He comes through middle. Jumps over a couple of skates. And it's onto the far corner. AOA in that far corner. West was all over it. AOA with some time at the point. Long shot. Hits a stick. Rebound. Flag pushed it into the corner. Aces can't clear it. It's back at the point. AOA shoot it into the legs of West. Graham picks it up and throws it ahead to Udovicic. Udovicic crossed the blue line. Gets it into the middle. Gets tipped back to the side. Udovicic trying to center it again. 8:10 in the second period. Udovicic right down the middle. West tries to get a stick on it. Graham's trying to get a stick on it. AOA come away with it. Cochran and Cindric had to release, but Cochran ended up getting a stick on it in the neutral zone. He's trying desperately to push it back in, looking for somebody to pass to. Ends up taking it himself across center ice, pushing it in deep on the near boards. AOA chips it behind their net all the way around the board. Cindric tips it to give everybody some time to recover. Kerrigan joins them on D. AOA behind flag now, looking for somebody out front. Right at the point, lots of time to shoot. Shot goes high into the glass. Cindric in the far corner trying to battle it away. Shot goes back to Cochran. He gets it up ahead, just outside the reach of Udovicic. He's desperately trying to get off the ice, get some fresh legs. Kerrigan gets a piece of that one to slow the play down, and AOA ends up going offside as Camlade and O'Neill were racing onto the ice. Helman Milik will come in to relieve Cindric and Betts as Camlade lines up for this one. Face-off goes in the near boards. Helm has it with a long pass to O'Neill. O'Neill now with some room on the outside into the attacking zone. He puts one right into the side of the net. And Kerrigan is there for the rebound at 7:02 the second period. The long pass from O'Neal, who puts a move on the outside, puts a shot into the net, and it gets kicked out to Carrigan, who drops it underneath the leg of the tender. It's now 3-2 for AOA. The scoring line will stay out there. Camlade sets up for the faceoff. O'Neal to her right, Carrigan to the left. Helm and Millick in behind. Faceoff goes deep into AOA territory. Carrigan chasing behind the net. Into this near corner. Camlade's there pressuring too. Puck comes all the way out. Millick has to race back. Helm's racing back with. The pass goes in the middle. Camlade picks it up. It's broken up real quick. Helm has to throw it into the corner just to recover. He gets pushed up against the boards, and Camlade comes in to take the puck. O'Neal has it in that far corner. He tries to chip it off the glass. It can't get out. Carrigan made some contact, but no call on that one. Camlade comes through. Camlade with a big shot into the glove. 6:23 of the second period. We'll have a stoppage. Aces will use it as a shift change. Zhang, Dylan, Moore, Betts, and Cochran back on the ice. We'll line up to the right of the tender here as Zhang gets ready for this faceoff. He'll have Moore on his right. Zhang will go on the near side boards. Cochran, near side defenseman. Dylan picks it up to Cochran, who's a long shot. It gets deflected off of a hand and almost towards the tender. Jack Moore puts it back in the hands of Betts. Betts centers it for Dylan. He can't get a shot off quick enough, but it still dribbled towards the tender at 6:08 of the second period. And we'll do this face-off again to the right of him. Shots are 25-19 for AOA. Face-off goes into the near corner. Gets pushed around the back of the net. Moore's right there to pick it up. Tries to get it out front. Dylan couldn't get a shot off quick enough. Sticks everywhere. AOA comes back through the neutral zone. Cochran trying to get the loose puck. Battling in front of the benches here. Loose into the AOA zone. Player has to go back and find it after kind of whiffing on the pass a bit. It almost gets intercepted by Dylan. Would have had a great chance there. Atwell uses the back of his own net for AOA to try and come out with speed. Everybody collapses on him. Dylan ends up with the puck, puts a little shot wide left. Zhang picks it up on the boards. Moore now trying to make something happen on the side of the net. A lot of traffic from AOA that just collapsed on him. Puck ends up in the far corner. Dylan's all over it again. Betts is right there. Shot goes the distance, but it clipped Jack Moore's stick just as it went by. Cochran has to go all the way down to recover it. Puts a bit of a move as he gains some speed through the neutral zone. Going to take it himself. Cochran, wide left, looking for somebody out front. Centers it. Graham punching it away. They can't get it in. They had about 5 swats at it. Ends up behind the net. Moore again with it. Moore looking for anybody. Gets it all the way to the top for Cochran. Cochran takes a few steps in, deflects just wide left into the near corner here. Graham finds it again. Comes all the way back to Cochran, who decides on a big long shot. Blockers save. It ends up right out front. Cochran again is able to push it in deep all the way around the side here. West picks it up. West puts a bit of a move, can't center it. AOA takes it behind their net. They're all over in the near side boards here. Graham picks it up again, gets caught up with traffic. AOA finally recovers and gets it out of their zone. Betts is there, but gets beat all of a sudden. There's a bit of a break. Big pad save from Flag. 4 minutes in the second period. Still 3-2 AOA. Huge pad save from Flag just now to keep the Aces within 1. Cindric and Millick come in on D. Carrigan, O'Neal, and Camlade's line. Camlade lines up. Face-off goes into the far corner. Throws it around to Millick. Millick up ahead to Carrigan. Carrigan through the neutral ice. Puts a long pass to O'Neal. O'Neal finds it in the far corner. Puts a shot off the side of the post. Finds it again somehow. Tries to use the boards to get it up ahead to Cindric. Decides to take it himself. Battled back and forth with AOA. This will create a one-on-one between Millick and the AOA player. Move Millick is able to tip it away. Gets recovered by the AOA. Cindric is able to tip it away again. Long pass. Gets past the AOA players. 3:20 in the second period. They have to recoup deep in their own zone. Carrigan's all over in the pressure. O'Neal's right there with them. AOA has to put it into the boards here. Camlade tries to recover it. Loose puck. AOA comes away behind their net. 3:05 in the second period. Through the neutral zone. Tons of pressure from Camlade. Huge. Cindric just runs into the other player, but we're going to get a call on that one. Going to get a head contact call on it. Cindric goes to the box. And AOA will be on the power play. Helm and Betts, Camlade and West come in on the PK. Helm will be to the left of Camlade, Betts and West on the right. Camlade wins it into the corner. Helm is there, pushes it over to Betts. Betts clears it long. West is pressuring, forces the puck back into the AOA zone. They push it ahead. Betts and Helm are right there. Helm swats it away. Gets taken down in the process, but the puck is cleared almost. Not certain how that went in. It looked like it went 5-hole from far, far out. AOA on the power play, 26 seconds into the penalty, make it 4-2 at 2:29 in the second period. Shots are 28-21 AOA. They're up 4-2. 2 minutes and 29 seconds left in the second period. Zhang's line with Moore and Dillon will come back out with Cochran and Shelley. Shelley has been off for a little while, nursing what looked to be a blocked shot from early in the second period. They're back out there now. Zhang in the near corner trying to get it away. Centering pass. Atwell puts it off the side of the net. Cochran battling, can't get it before the centering pass. Loose puck. Nobody sees it. Nobody saw the loose puck just kind of scoot out from underneath everyone. At 24 seconds later, AOA go up 5-2. Aces have to dig deep now. Graham's out there with Udovicic and West. Faceoff comes back to Shelley. He throws it over to Cochran. Cochran up to West. Loose puck in the neutral zone. AOA comes back screaming towards the net. Big shot. Flag makes the save. Long rebound. Play continues. West is able to get it out of the zone. Udovicic is going after it into traffic. Can't muscle his way through. Minute 37 left in the second period. It's a 3-on-2 forming. Cochran and Shelley were in front of it. Forces it into the near corner. West tries to regain control, but it gets away from him. Shot gets deflected far left into that far corner. Shelley's right there. AOA behind flag now. Pass gets thrown into the far corner. Udovicic couldn't complete it, get it out. AOA again with some pressure. Not letting up. All the way around the back of the net, up to the point. They're looking for somebody on the other side. Udovicic forces it down into the corner. Loose puck. Graham can't get to it first. Cochran finally picks it up. Tries to clear it out to West. He does a little dump pass for Graham. Now the battle's in the neutral zone. Udovicic. He chips it deep to allow these guys to change, get some fresh legs out there, but the change was kind of clunky. Get a bit lucky on the icing call there. It's a bit of a slow change left. Almost no aces on the ice. Helm and Millick were racing for it. 38 seconds left in the second period. Camlade will line up with O'Neal on her right and Carrigan on the left. Helm in open ice and Millick over by the boards there. Carrigan gets a shot off. Scorekeeper's a little slow to press stop on things. Probably have to add another couple of seconds to this if we really got technical. Face-off goes into the middle. Tons of traffic. AOA come away with it through center ice. Helm and Millick and Camlade are there, pressuring into the corner. Camlade gets a stick on it. It's into the near board. Big shot, however, right into the glove of Flag with 21 seconds left in the second period. Camlade over to Helm. Helm throws it behind the net. O'Neill picks it up on the far boards, chips it out in the neutral zone. Kerrigan couldn't get a stick on it before AOA picked it up and starts pushing it the other way. Helm is in front of the puck. Shot goes wide left. Circles around the boards. AOA pick it up at the blue line. That's the end of the second period. After two, it is 5-2 AOA after winning the period 4-1. Shots are 31-22 in favor of AOA. Really about 5 minutes there of AOA domination. Wasn't as lopsided as the score might suggest in that period. Couple of real sneaky loose pucks in front of the net. But I don't know if Flag could see, honestly, because there was so much traffic. So the Aces take the ice with the Zhang, Moore, Dillon line up front. Shelley and Cochran on D. Flag, of course, between the pipes. Zhang lines up for this. Dillon on his right, Moore on his left. Face-off goes behind him. AOA is across the blue line, down the middle. Shot quick into the glove of Flag. 7 seconds into the period, AOA with a big shot. The pressure is unrelenting. Both teams are going to switch up the lines just to keep things matched up. As Moore comes out for Kerrigan. Zhang had to face off against Atwell there. Loose puck out front, the shot. Initial save from Flag, the big pad save, but it created a rebound that AOA was able to slap in there. The Aces say, let's switch this up entirely. Cindric and Betts will come in for Shelley and Cochran. The Graham, Udovicic, and West line will be up front. Only 16 seconds into this third period, and AOA is up 6-2. Face-off goes back to AOA into their own zone. West can't get there first. Cindric now dumps it in deep. So around the back of AOA's net into the near corner. Betts gets a stick on it, goes in. Can't get a shot off, gets tipped away. West tries for a shot, but it goes wide left. Manages to recover and push it in deep again. Loose in front. Atwell comes away with it, throws it across ice. Pressure from Graham causes Cindric to pick up the loose puck. He puts a rainbow up there for West. He's got all sorts of pressure on him from 2 or 3 different AOA players. O'Neill picks it up in the near corner here. Graham goes in to help. Betts waiting over by the blue line. Scrum down in the corner. Nobody has it. He comes out to Betts. He's got a second. Gets a shot in there. Rebound, O'Neill. O'Neill looking for a shot. He gets it in the center. Loose puck into traffic. Nobody came away with it. AOA uses their own net. Creates some space. Puts it the distance of the ice. 3:35 in the third period. We'll get an icing call on AOA and we'll go back the other direction. Camlade line is going to come back on with Kerrigan to join O'Neill on the ice. Helm and Millick on defense. Camlade lines up for it with O'Neal on her right. Face-off goes back to Helm. Throws it to Millick right at the point. Millick puts it down off the near boards to O'Neal. O'Neal, chip shot in, hits the pad. Camlade gets a couple of rocks at it. She's able to put it up and over the glove with the backhand to make it 6-3 AOA. 13:21 of the third period. Marley Camlade narrows it to a 3-goal lead. Scoring line will stay out there. Camlade lines up with Kerrigan and O'Neal through her flanks. O'Neal gets a stick on it, pushes it into the near board here, trying to chase it down. Camlade's right there to push it back in deep. Battle on the near boards. Nobody really had control. Loose in the neutral zone. Millick shoots it over to Helm. Helm puts it up off the boards, gets it around to Kerrigan in the corner. Kerrigan goes offside, I guess, and we're all trying to clear out of there. Here comes AOA through the neutral zone. Back across the blue line. Millick's in front of it. So is Helm. Helm tries to push it into the corner. AOA retreat back up to the blue line. Down into the far corner. Helm goes to push on it. Battle between the two guys. Camlade comes in to help. Loose puck gets picked up by Kerrigan. 12 and a half minutes to go in the third period. The long pass goes off the back of an AOA player. Millick picks it up and throws it over to O'Neal. O'Neal gets a shot into the glove of the AOA tender, who again takes a little swat at Millick. Do a full change as the Zhang Moore Dillon line comes up front, and Shelley and Cochran on D. Zhang lines up with Moore to his right. Shelley on the defense near to us. Loose puck gets through neutral. Cochran picks it up. I was looking the other direction, but Jack Moore is going to get 2 minutes by the looks of it. Okay. So Moore will be in the box for a couple of minutes. There's 12:15 remaining in the third period. Penalty kill unit will remain the rest of that same line. Dillon, Zhang, Cochran, and Shelley. Face-off goes far into the wide side. Atwell's there to pick it up for AOA. Throws it all the way deep around the back. Shelley tries to get to it first, but can't. AOA trying to cycle it around, create some space. Flag gets a piece of it and kicks it back down into the corner. Shelley manages to outmaneuver 3 different AOA players and gets it deep. A minute and a half left in the power play for AOA. Dillon, lots of pressure on it down deep here. Able to continue to put pressure, trying to slow down Atwell from coming through the neutral zone at full speed. Shelley is able to take down a player without a call. Minute 15 left in the penalty. Zhang's all over it, just trying to chew up time as much as they can. AOA now in the circle. Bit of a move. Flag is able to swat it away. Cochran gets a piece of it behind his own net. Fires it up. It bounces across. Gets out of the zone. There's 56 seconds left in the penalty. Udovicic and West in on with Cindric and Cochran. Atwell rolls down the middle, but it gets swatted away by Cindric. Deep into the corner. Atwell's right in the middle. Gorgeous pass that went behind Cindric. Atwell just tipped it right into the net behind Flag. Didn't really have a chance there. Costly penalty as AOA goes up 7-3. Graham's line with Udovicic and West will come out. Betts and Cindric remain out on D. 10:53 in the third period. Shots are 34-25 for AOA. They are up 7-3. And here they come through neutral zone. Gets broken up by Udovicic. He throws it in deep. West is chasing on the other side. Gets broken up by the AOA tender. Pass into the front. Graham can't get a full shot off. Betts recovers it and is able to push it in. Can't get it deep enough, and it comes loose in through neutral zone. Cindric trying to chase it down. Gets bodied into the boards, and AOA still has it down deep in this near corner. AOA fighting on the near boards to be able to put it out to Atwall. He puts a centering pass. Flag with a huge save. They're able to clear it out. 10-10 remaining in the third period. Aces do a full change. O'Neill, Camlade, and Carrigan come on. Helm joins Betts on D. Cindric just needed to get off there. He had some probably jello-filled legs at that point. Helm pushes it into the corner. Betts is there with him. Helm gets a stick on it to poke it away, and Betts picks up the loose puck, picks it up off the boards, gets out of the zone, ends up hitting another AOA player. It's offside at 9:43 of the third period. Milik will now come on to relieve Betts on the D side. Hamlade will line up for this just outside of her own zone. Face-off goes into the far side. Helm pokes it up ahead. Can't get it out. Helm again, battling on the boards. Hamlade picks up the loose puck, puts it back around the side in front of our bench. AOA's all over it, though. The center pass. Shot goes off the blocker. AOA still has it in our zone. 9:20 in the third period. Back behind the net. AOA trying to center it. Gets swatted away by Camlade. AOA still now down in our near corner. Behind the net. Trying to center it. Gets poked away by Milik. Milik now decides to take it himself. Drop pass for Carrigan. Long shot into the glove of the tender. 8:51 in the third period. Aces will do a full change as Zhang, Dillon, and Moore come in up front with Shelley and Cochran in the back. Zhang lines up for it. He's got Dillon on the left, Moore on the right. Trying to close this gap for, if no other reason, just the points disparity in the standings in the round robin, as this is the final game of the round robin for the Aces. Long pass. Cochran has to go chase it down in that far corner. He just gets rocked. Somebody forgot this is a non-full contact league and is going to end up in the box. Jack Moore has some tart words for him. And the Aces will go on the power play. AOA might be kind of lucky on that. They only got 2 minutes for that one. But it does give the Aces an opportunity here to close this gap. Zhang will line up. He's got Dillon on the right. Moore will shift back into open ice. Cochran gets it over to Shelley. Now Moore has some space. He pushes down in. Shot goes off the pads. Off back to the near. AOA is able to clear it. It's a race now between Cochran and the AOA player. Gets a shot off. Deflected off the glove of Flag. Shelley, little behind the back pass to Moore. Moore is going to take it himself across the blue line through lots of traffic. He's able to create a little bit of space. Backhand. It was a penalty called. 76 from AOA. Is going to the box. So the Aces will have a 5-on-3. Going to leave this line out there with Zhang taking the face off. Dillon to his right. Moore in open ice. It goes into the far corner. Dillon picks it up behind the net, centering pass. Atwell's able to pick it up and clear it out. 7:45 in the third period. The Aces are down 7-3. But they're on a 5-on-3 power play here for the next minute 5. Zhang now with the puck. Zhang takes it in himself. Trying to create some space here. Cross-ice pass. Just over the stick of Shelley. Moore now has it. Moore. Lots of pressure on him from Atwell. Cochran now trying to pull something together. Zhang back over to Moore. He's got some space. Can't get a shot off. puts a little backhander, dribbles to the left. Cochran's able to pick it off before it goes the full distance to the ice, but the Aces have to reset. Cochran himself onto the far corner, trying to create some space, put a pass out front into the near corner now. Puts a cross ice one for Zhang to the top of the circle. No room. Trying to find something to do. It gets deflected by Outlaw. Cochran takes him down. A fairly ineffectual 5-on-3 power play results in Cochran going to the box. .76 from AOA still has 39 seconds left on his penalty. Cochran will be in the box for 2 minutes. 6:32 remains in the third period. Betts, Udovicic, West, and Cindric out there for the Aces. Cross pass to Betts. He's taking it across the blue line himself. He gets a shot right into the glove. 6:20 remain in the third period. Udovicic steps up. It's into the corner. AOA picks it up behind their net. Where they come up the far boards in pure neutral. Cindric right there. They have to put it up and over him on the boards. Centering pass gets broken up by Betts. 6 minutes left in the game. He pushes it up ahead to West. Tries to get the center pass to Udovicic. Just tips away from him slightly. Right in our blind spot in front of this kind of press box thing. Here comes AOA. Gets tipped by Cindric off the face mask of Flag. The rebound gets picked up by Cindric. He gets just hauled down. AOA just takes it away from him. Pushes it back up. For a next minute now, we're down 5-4 on the penalty kill. Cindric behind the net. Flag tips it. AOA is able to capitalize on the Cochran penalty and make it 8-3 at 5:27 of the third period. Kamlade's line will come out with O'Neill and Kerrigan, Helm and Millick. 8-3, tough gap to make up. Ace is probably just thinking to try and get a couple of goals to lower the point disparity, if nothing else. The AOA keeps the pressure on. Back behind the net. Helm gets dragged down. AOA at the point. Bit of room. Shot gets whiffed on. Kerrigan finds the puck. Tips it up ahead. Trying to make some room. Too much traffic to get through. O'Neill's right there for the pressure. AOA still has it. They put it off the boards into the neutral zone. Millick now gets the loose puck. He does a little spin move. Creates some space. Through neutral zone. Millick takes it himself. Drop pass. Gets through everybody. Flag with a huge stop as Kamlade back-checked amazingly. Kerrigan puts a little pass up forward, but it doesn't get out of the zone. 4.5 minutes to go. AOA right in front gets blocked by Kamlade. Secondary shot. Flag makes 2 stops. Helm, after getting pushed down 3 times in the same shift and not getting a call, decides to retaliate. Gets 2 minutes. This ref chooses to see some things and chooses not to see some other things. But it's not surprising that the retaliation got a penalty at all from Helm, so he's in the box for a couple. We stay full strength because both teams sent one to the box on that one. 4 minutes left in the game. Zhang, not happy, put some pressure on the AOA player in the corner. Cochran picks up the loose puck. It's snatched away from him. Centering pass by the AOA. Gets deflected. Flag makes the initial stop. They're going to have a call. They're calling Zhang on it. He's getting upset. Cindric and Betts, Udovicic and Graham in on the penalty kill. The penalty to Zhang. They're going to give number 18 a slashing penalty on AOA as well. So we're actually going to end up staying full strength. West is going to sub in for more. Graham will take this face off. Got Betts and Cindric in there with them. Face off goes up to the point for AOA. They throw it in deep. Cindric gets a stick on it, pushes it ahead, but bounces across Udovicic's stick. Loose puck along the boards. Betts picks it up. It gets swatted away from him. Now Cindric is dealing with a 2-on-1. Pushes it off to the side. Huge stop from Flag on the cross-ice pass. Cindric is right there to pick up the loose puck. He loses a tire, and AOA has a chance now. Right out front, but Udovicic picks it up. West, little drop pass to Cindric. The two defensemen leading the charge on this one. 3 minutes left in the game. West throws it back around behind the net. Udovicic picks it up. He chips it back behind the net. West looking for it. AOA comes back out of their zone. Pressure from West. Kerrigan subs in. Cindric and Betts are right there. Shot goes high off the glass. 2.5 minutes remain in the game. AOA still pressuring. AOA along the near boards here up to the point. Long slap shot. Gets deflected, but Flag makes the save at 2:23 of the third period. Remains 8-4 for AOA over the Aces. Cochran and Millick come in with Camlade, O'Neill, and Kerrigan. Shots are 39-28 in favor of AOA. Camlade lines up for the faceoff. Comes away, O'Neill tries to get a handle on it. Gets it out of the zone, almost. Camlade has to try and find it. There's Millick. Millick looking for somebody. His pass just gets swatted away. O'Neill picks it up. He's got Kerrigan ahead of him. The shot is loose into the far corner. O'Neill somehow gets a stick on it just to slow the play down. He tries to tip it back in, but everybody's offside. They call it off. AOA picks it up in the far corner, trying to get it out of their zone. Big cross-ice pass. They're in across center ice. Millick gets the loose puck in his own zone and gets picked off by Atwell. Atwell now pressuring. Oh, my goodness. Just a loose puck just at the edge of Flag's skate. Everybody's whacking at it. Thought Millick had a second chance at getting it out of there, but it just kind of rolled across the line. 9-3 now for AOA. Minute 31 left in the game. Dillon comes away with the faceoff into the far corner. Aces still would love to get one. Helm racing back to try and prevent a 2-on-2 from happening. AOA was way offside, so they had to retreat. Across the blue line, Dillon picks it off, tries to get it ahead, can't find more. Zhang gets the loose puck, takes it himself right down the middle. Bit of a move. Gets poked into the corner, throws one across the ice. Helm has it on the side. He shoots one onto the net. Dillon's right there. Zhang tries to get a second chance. Dillon now has a whack at it. Helm with a shot just wide left. 40 seconds left in the game. Loose puck through neutral ice. Creates a bit of a one-on-one. Helms right there. Swats it away. Loose puck gets picked up and thrown up around the boards again. Dylan and Zhang can't do the little give and go. It gets interrupted. Shot goes into the numbers. A flag. Jumps on it. 17 and a half seconds left in the game. One last change for the Aces. Scorekeepers just decide to run it down. That'll be game 9-3. Shots are 41-30 for the ALA. Final score 9-3. A lot of penalties caused problems for the Aces in the second period, and it just couldn't be recovered from there. Marley Conley, team MVP of the game. All right.